Hi guys, it's Serge Lutens. How's everyone doing? Good, 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 I hope. Nice to see you again. The bird is crazy today, I'm sorry. He was even more crazy before. He's calm now. This is calm. So today I'm reviewing another Serge Lutens fragrance. It's Fille and Aiguilles. I'm gonna totally butcher that. Something about girl in needles or girl of needles. It makes me think of a girl made out of needles, which is a really, really scary thing. Swipe that from my mind right now. So this fragrance came out quite a long time ago, 2009, and I remember smelling it so long ago. Side note and really quick story, I've been trying to find this fragrance for 10 years. I don't know what it is. I smelled it on a girl in a shop and I still haven't quite found it. This one came quite close, but upon wearing much more and sniffing, I don't think it's it. However, this fragrance is all about forests, it's all about a little bit of darkness, it's all about incense. But let me tell you the notes so you can build the picture in your head. So it features notes of pine, bay leaf, balsam fir, dried fruit, incense, things like that. That's the type of feeling. It's kind of a little bit gothic. And it's really cool. So let me spray it on my hand and tell you what I think it smells like. Okay, so it's drying on this side and it's wet on this side. So this fragrance to me is first and foremostly an incensey fragrance. When I remember smelling it way back, I was overtaken by the pine. I don't know if the new formula is different, but the incense is right at the forefront for me, and it's got an almost scratchy quality to it, which I do find in a lot of the darker Serge Lutens fragrances. A lot of his openings are really brash, and this one has a very realistically pine sappy feeling. It's not pine needles or pine cones. It feels very balmy pine resin. This is a really good colour to have. It's almost kind of dark brown in feeling, and it's dark brown in feeling here. Not dark brown in feeling here. It's dark brown looking here, dark brown in feeling here. There's something almost burning in the distance, and the incense in here is not that. The incense in here is of a resinous kind again. It's not of a burnt, smoked incense. It feels like the ingredients in here are kind of raw, and it somehow kind of reminds me of Tom Ford's Sahara Noir, and I don't know why. It's probably because they're both very incensey, but this conjures up an image for me of a little church in the middle of a pine forest, and the smell you might get if you were standing there, maybe at dusk or something like that. It does conjure an image. It's quite cool. It's a little bit gothic. Did I say that already? I can't remember. It is all systems go here today. There's people screaming out there, bird, ice cream out, and I just heard a motorbike. Oh my gosh, this is just not the best day for a review. Who cares, we're going to do it anyway. So one thing in here that I don't get much of, only a tiny bit, is this dried fruit element. I think that would have been really cool to have more of that on my skin. Some people probably would get more of that, but this is a very dry, almost sap-like fragrance that's a little bit scratchy. It feels a little bit twiggy and brown, but mainly it's a kind of brown-green, scratchy incense thing with a foresty background. Really interesting thing for sure. Really, really cool. And I could have sworn this was green in the old days, but maybe my memory's not that good. It really isn't, trust me. It actually smells more piney from here, but what's that? That doesn't mean anything. It's not about that, it's about it here, isn't it? Bo, please, give me a break. I don't see, when I've worn this, the times that I have a super development. This is another fragrance. I seem to be reviewing a lot of linear fragrances recently. This is another one that I can just add to my list of linear fragrances. There isn't a super morphing thing. I found with Serge Lutens fragrances that the openings are really bold, but then there isn't a chameleon thing that happens with a lot of them, so you kind of know what you're going to get when you spray it. And the only development I do really feel from this, which is over here, is that it gets drier, so it becomes it becomes more scratchy, if that's even possible, because it is quite a scratchy fragrance. But The incense is the backdrop of the whole thing. That is what is apparent throughout the whole thing. The pine is kind of a little bit in and out, and the dried fruits don't really ever really appeal to me. I think the bay leaf and the balminess of it, this balsam fir, add to the texture and the balminess of it. Of course, it's a balm, it's a balsam, it's going to make it balmy. But that's the feeling I get. I get about 5 hours out of this longevity-wise, and it only really shouts very loudly at the beginning, which is true of most of Serge Lutens' fragrances for me, on my skin anyway. So it's interesting if you want to add a bit of twist of gothic darkness to your collection, for sure. I really like it, but then I'm a sucker for incense, so that's all I'm going to say about it for now. If you want to get this fragrance, head on over to natino.co.uk. I'll post a link below. That is where I got mine. I'm actually want to click my logo down there to subscribe. I'm so distracted by this shouting, I'm sorry. Click my logo down there to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. Goodbye.